Hello there everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of the highlights from this year's F1 Summer Championships. Remember of course to go back and watch part 1 if you haven't done already, which featured Group B and D, but today we're starting with Group A, which according to the group members, is A for Australian and Slovenian. Benny represents Slovenia as DarkSonic777, and we have 3 Australians in Lachlan, Alex and Jamie, sporting the gamertags xFitcho, my personal favourite, Poms for the Win 87, and DJRTP17 respectively. So who will progress from Group A?
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the F1 Summer Championships. I'm your lead commentator for this race. Unfortunately Toby, he is here, but he does have a little bit of a sore throat.
Hello everyone.
Yes, you can hear him struggling there. This is Group A, which is A for Australian and Slovenian, so...
Yeah!
So the AS group?
Yes.
Just like to point out, it's wet. It's intermediate conditions.
Great observation there, Toby. Thank you very much for that.
So in this group we have Toby and Toby
trust me to be laugh.
We'll jump the start. Who have we got? We've got Fitcho, we've got Poms, Benny, and we have got Penske, and we're off. So let's catch up with the action now. Toby, are you onto any driver yet?
Oh my god, that was slow.
Not just yet. It sounds like there's been a crash.
Everyone's run wide. What? Oh, illegal overtake.
Dark Sonic took that 2 mile an hour for that first corner.
So we've got Penske in the lead, and behind him. Oh, so we've got a Haas 1-2 at the moment, which is very, very interesting. And obviously the conditions here, not what we expect. I don't think. Well, at least the races I've commentated on, we haven't had a wet race yet. So. Perhaps a little bit of a level of the field.
Yeah, definitely. It seems that coming down into this tight hairpin, Fitcho's going to make a move up the inside of Benny.
Oh, Jesus.
And a bit of lag there, it seems. Alex has hit the back of Benny, but he's made that position. Benny hasn't done very well whatsoever off this start. And
I think that's what you call a 4-wheel lock-up.
Yeah, I'm not really sure there was a lot Benny could do there. And there's contact between the Williams. Perhaps it's just a little bit of lag. We've got Benny using all the track right there, but ahead of him we've then got Fitcho and Poms.
Come on, Lachlan, let's catch up to Penske here.
I mean, there is a little bit of a gap coming, so I mean you've got a lot of work to do to get on the back of him. Not to kill the race off too early.
Let's go on board with the McLaren and Fitch, obviously. You know, the top of Ben's comments every video. That doesn't need any explaining. But at the end of lap 1 then, we've got the Haas.
Also, you know, in the races, usually doing pretty alright. Okay. Second in the championship, I'll just add.
Alright, mate.
Yeah, should we mention Malaysia?
Let's just blow my own trumpet, why not?
Okay, end of lap 1, and we've got Penske in the lead, we've got Fitcho in second, Poms in third, and Benny in fourth. Looks like Benny will maybe make a move up the inside, but backs out of it quite late there. And it looks like Penske probably going to win this one because he is developing quite a gap. Whether that's just wet weather pace or traction control he's got on or something like that.
It's traction control.
Right, okay. Alright.
I'm a no assist user, he uses like everything under the sun.
Alright, okay. So really wet weather isn't a clear advantage to him, but there we go.
We've got Benny making a dive up the inside of Poms, and I think there's a little bit of contact.
Sorry, I couldn't turn.
Oh, they're both in the wall.
Sorry, I couldn't turn more. I'm on the pad.
I think the intention was for a clean overtake there, and it was really until I think Benny kind of thought he got past, consolidated the normal line, and the Williams are still there on the outside. It's not great.
Nah, I was turning full circle. I just couldn't turn more.
It's more really that you can't go side by side with a hairpin. I don't think that's really possible when you're going for an overtake. So unfortunate for Poms, obviously. But Ben, I think we can only mask that as a racing incident. There wasn't really any malice there. Benny did go for the overtake. So, but there's still 3 races to go for Poms, and Poms, we know you have got some really quite good pace. So I'm sure you'll get there in the next few. Up the front, we've still got.
Well, I appreciate the encouragement.
It's good. That's what I'm here for.
Looks like Fitcho's gaining anyway on Penske. But I don't think it will be. I don't think it'll be enough. I don't think though before the end of the race. But at least if he has a go at it.
Now it's down to about 9/10.
All right. Okay. Well, it's really if Penske makes a mistake, then we've got Fitch right there to take up the position. So a little bit of pressure and will probably come in a little bit handy here. Definitely, yeah. You are closing the gap quite considerably there. It must be down to about half a second now.
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. No real pressure from Benny. behind, obviously involved with that incident with Alex. But it's been an interesting first race. Obviously, not really telling of pace because A, it's wet, and B, it's Hockenheim, which I can imagine none of these drivers have driven for a long time. Obviously, with being a track that's not on the 2017 calendar. But it looks like that Fitcho's lost a little bit of time through that middle sector, and Penske will win this first race.
I went purple.
Oh, right, I've just completely contradicted myself, but...
Well, Penske might also be going purple.
But let's have a look then as they come across the line, and it looks like Penske's going to win this one.
Yep, come around the last corner. Fitch is well, he's really on the back of him now, but it's too little, too late. And the fantastic start and the mountain of assists that Penske's apparently running is gotten him the win there, especially in the tricky conditions.
Let's see what this lap time is gonna be. Just a damn shy.
If I didn't start 6th, like way behind everyone, I might have had a chance. And an illegal overtake at the first corner, I'll add.
So, fastest lap goes to Fitcho. Benny actually did a really good final lap. I presume that was his final lap.
I had front wing damage, I just want to reiterate.
This wet weather pace.
Be interesting to see anyway, going into Silverstone, a track where everyone is pretty much, I guess, familiar with. Maybe in the wet, typical British weather, but we'll see you in Silverstone.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back racing here in Silverstone for the second race, and it looks as if me and Toby are on the front row, which is not particularly good for the racing. Same again, Toby, we will jump the start.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll just move over to the side. Hopefully no one will clatter into us. But it is lights out, and away we go for this one. And it looks like Fitcho's got a good start, and Benny's actually got a good start going up the inside of his Haas teammate. Let's have a look how turn 1 and turn 2, coming into sort of the farm curve section, will go here. Just watching in the mini track map. I don't think there's been any position changes. Oh, there has been a position change. As what happened there, Poms?
Lachlan was just going slower than expected.
Okay, fair enough.
I wasn't going slow at all.
Well, there we go. Bit of Aussie rivalry there. But
no idea what you're on about, mate. I was going at my normal
We've got a
racing
McLaren
pace.
at the front, and obviously if it stays like this, the Haas and the McLaren will be on level points. But it's now Benny's job not to reminisce about last year's Summer Championships and to just focus constantly on this track and doing really well. He seems to have the pace right here on his teammate, and will he make a move up the inside into Cops?
Into that famous corner which cost him last year. Has he done it? Oh, that's one of the cars has gone way out wide. I'm just trying to find. Yes. So I can't select. There we go. Okay, so Benny is still behind, and if Toby's correct, then it means that that Penske's kind of just. Well, it's very.
He's the bottleneck.
Yeah. So, both cars seemingly taking rather a lot of curb there. As you come down into the club.
Oh,
God damn it!
Interesting move.
Daring.
He just went so slow.
I think that's probably lag.
Benny has got the pace on his teammate this time round, but it's all about executing the move cleanly and keeping that position. As Benny and Alex didn't prove last time out, but maybe with 2 laps to go, Alex is closing in on this Haas pair, so maybe he might.
Well, if they can hold each other up enough, we might see a 3-car battle.
I hope so.
The one thing that I think is possibly holding Benny up is that the array of assists that Penske was using in the first race is not necessarily going to help him in this race. So that is perhaps why we're seeing Benny on the back. Benny, are you using? I'm guessing you're not using ABS. But
I am using ABS, but
okay,
no
so,
traction control.
Okay, so that pretty much proves to me why you were straight on the back of him. That's a very risky move coming into Maggots. I can't see anything waiting, and he's pulled it. Oh, but Penske spun it.
The Haas has spun it.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything from that, but obviously the only thing I saw was a spinning Haas and the other Haas getting through. I presume that was a pretty clean move, but now Alex, he seems
on my screen there was no contact.
Alright, okay, I'll take your word for that then, Benny. We've obviously got the Australian
I'm recording,
Poms,
so
just behind Benny now.
Ironic name.
Can he get past Benny? And this will be quite interesting in the championships. Now, obviously, Fitcho will have what he wants because he'll be the leader of the championship. Unless Benny actually gets through, Benny will be the leader. But it looks like that Fitcho's got the dominating lead at the moment.
Yeah, really has benefited from that starting position and the kind of first corner melee that happened, which sent Poms into a spin. I think it's looking rather close. I think there's a chance Alex might just sneak into the DRS perhaps on the hanger straight, so I think this is definitely a battle to keep an eye on as they come through the village loop. It's still just a little bit far off. I think no DRS is active at the moment, but
might get it down Stowe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If Alex can just keep it boxed in and
hook the tricky maggots and Beckett section up, the DRS
cops as well.
Point, I think he's just after that set of corners, so
the activation point is after maggots and I don't know.
Okay,
well,
the activation point is just at the start of the straight. So
it looks quite close anyway. I'd say it's within a second.
I think. Yeah,
he's really hooked
Alex
that up.
is really close up now. He's had an excellent run from. Yeah, he's got DRS. I'm not sure if he's close enough.
Come on!
I think it's just.
Come on!
Don't dive bomb it.
Far away.
You're too far.
I mean, he's really close enough now.
Yeah, he's a bit too far away. But considering his spawn, that's a tremendous performance there from Alex. Will he go for it into club?
No.
No, he won't. He's going to be nice and conservative. So Fitcho does win this one. Fantastic win for him. And obviously, you know, he leads the championship now. And Benny does jump himself.
Oh, Jesus.
Benny,
that was a second faster.
Yeah, wow. Fantastic from Alex there. But I think really he's just not had much luck so far. And hopefully he should get some luck going into...
Me against the back of Fitcho probably was more my fault, but oh well. I still reckon I had good pace, so...
But there we go, there's the championship standings. We've got Alex on 27 points, we've got Benny on 33, Penkska on 37 and Fitcho on 43, so it's definitely wide open still, and maybe the gaps will strengthen a little bit going into Monza.
Start last again.
Benny's in last, but the Williams of Alex is on
again
position,
yes,
so
good.
If Alex can get it nice and cleanly, the Williams, it is obviously equal cars, but the Williams is more tailored for this track. Let's just pull over. And let's watch the start. It's obviously quite a long run to the corner.
Jumped
and Poms, Benny's jumped the start, so that's pretty much it all over for Benny. He's just got to go as quick as he can and then drive it into the pit lane for his drive-through penalty. That's a real shame, but that all comes, I guess, with competitiveness.
It is.
Come on, who hit me?
Oh, bit of a colossal...
Penske, you fucking twat!
So the top two in the championship have took each other out, and this is playing to the
this is my
strengths
time.
of Alex and Benny.
This has potentially helped Benny. If Benny goes for his drive-through straight away, I think there's a slim chance he might still be able to hold on to second place.
Yeah, and if these two battle even more, there's going to be tempers flaring. I can guarantee here. Fitcho goes up the inside of his Haas, and Fitcho's ran over, so that's going to have to be a position back to the Haas.
And Fitcho has let him pass. Yeah, very good job from the two. Oh, taking a few swings.
Crash again.
Seb, come on. He's going to get everyone down into a Ascari. He's up the inside of the Haas. And the top two of the championship will tempers flare once again between the two Australians, and the McLaren makes the move officially into that corner, and I think that's pretty much move done. So obviously we've got Poms, who should, without any problems, win this race, and hopefully, for his sake, get up into the top two of the championship. But it looks like, unfortunately, Benny is now going to drop into 4th place. We don't know if he's...
Yeah, that looked like a pit lane speeding offence, and it certainly was. Benny going way too quick.
Why did I get disqualified?
So that has opened it quite up. Unfortunately for Benny, it's a very uphill battle now, as he won't score any points in this race.
But let's watch the battle between Fitcho and the Haas. Benny will be hoping really that these two retire from the race, to be honest.
That's what keeps his chances of getting to the...
Screw this game.
Yeah, Benny's not happy at all, but I don't blame him, to be honest. He had torrid luck last year, and I just think one too many mistakes in this race has really cost him.
He has still got a chance that if Penske and Fitcho take each other out. I mean, Penske is darting on the back of his fellow countryman, but I don't think it looks quite as close as it did when Fitcho was attacking. Maybe Oh, that was a good exit. That was yeah. There we go. There we go.
DNF, both DNF, please.
It's looking close. Oh, it's so close down into Ascari. The
They're
McLaren's not
taking
giving him
touches.
any room, but has to on the end. Oh, wow. This is fantastic racing. And
That's a great
there's
exit.
Alex. Alex already into the Parabolica section, and he's just watching this. Unbelievable. And look at this side by side. This is the best battle we've had yet that I've watched in the F1 Summer Championships. And the McLaren looks to take it into the Parabolica, but the Haas has got a better exit, courtesy of traction control.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And they're going to be side by side then, coming down the top straight into the first corner.
I mean, they are absolutely side by. Oh, a little bit of squeezing going on. That can end in a. That was brave. That was extremely brave. What a fantastic move there by Fitcho.
I just keep saying this is going to end well, but
it's got to end in tears.
It really won't.
Fitcho finished ahead of Penske.
well, you know what I said last time about the Haas goes up the inside. But you know what I said last time, Alex.
For the second chicane.
You know what I said last time, Alex, about Alex. If he got into clean air and wasn't interrupted, he'd win a race at least. And Alex puts himself really in the battle now to go through. I don't know what the championship standings will look like because obviously Alex was bottom of the championship. But if these two keep it clean, then he's got to have another good last race. But of course, the Haas has got the DRS coming into Ascari. He's not close enough though. Doesn't
I
look
think
like.
this, if the result stays like this, has Alex and Penske tied on the same points going into the last race.
Yes, that should be right. Yeah, that's right. That's interesting.
So this is very interesting now. It looks like Fitcho might
Haas is
just
going to go up the inside, I reckon. Oh, the McLaren's defended. What a win from Alex. Well done to Alex there.
Oh no!
It's going to be close.
No,
the Haas
Yes.
is in the wall. The Haas is in the wall.
I don't know what he was
dear.
doing. I just stayed on the white line on the right through Parabolica with my right tire close to that
looked
white
as if he
line.
was
So
going for
there was no gap there
undercut.
for him to go for. No idea what he was thinking.
Here's a situation then for Benny. But really both Poms and Penske have to retire in this race. And the situation is whoever scores better out of Poms and Penske will go through. But of course, it's not over yet for Fitcho either. I mean, it's going to be an incredible race. This one will. I'll see you then in Suzuka. Suzuka, the finale of most
Oh yes, my
retro
favourite
seasons. But here we go.
So it all comes down to this: we've got Penske and we've got Poms on the same points. We've got a wet Suzuka, and this is our final race of Group A.
And Penske has traction control.
Who are we going to see, progress? We've got... Oh, it's a good start by Penske. Toby's car's gone into the middle of the track.
Oh God!
Toby, what have you done?
Oh, it's coming off now, but the two Hasses are
Oh, come on, how is that an illegal overtake?
The Penske's gone wide. Pretty much everyone's gone wide, to be honest. We'll fix
I was
find a
avoiding
gap.
Penske.
That was not an illegal overtake.
The pressure is really off Benny at the moment. We've got Fitcho going down the outside, trying to get...
Oh, come on!
Contact
Stupid
between the two
What were
collision.
you doing, Benny?
I just understeered.
I think it's just a case of having two cars going side by side through the S's just doesn't particularly work, especially with this type of lag. So, unfortunate for Benny, I think that's his hopes gone now, or whatever hopes he had of getting to the semi-finals.
But I think for this now, this is the perfect situation in terms of racing terms. Whoever comes out on top in this battle will go through to the semi-final. It's as simple as that.
There's a lot of pressure on these guys, and if Fitcho were to... Fitcho's class group lead is at risk here too.
Don't say that.
I think he's okay, but if obviously if he were to fall down to third place, then it is at risk. And with the way the groups and semi-finals are set up, it's in his best interest to score as many points as he can. So it's all to play for still. And we have got Penske all over the back of Alex here, going down the back straight up towards 130R. He's getting very, very close. Is he going to... around the outside? No, he's called it off around the outside of 130R, but both cars do run wide. Coming into the Casio triangle. Nope, they keep it one behind the other, very organised. Alex does run a little bit wide though. Penske's going to try and get the cut back around the outside of the final corner, using that traction control, but Alex is still ahead.
This is fantastic racing. Is the Haas going to go to the outside. Yes, he will. The Williams on the inside. It's not going to end well, I don't think. The Haska's on the inside here.
An excellent cutback there from Penske. Just waiting for Alex out breaking himself, but Alex will get a better run coming out of the first corner. Up through the S is going to be very close. Alex, a little bit of argy-bargy, and that's Penske. Oh wait, no, that's just lag.
Overhyped.
Of course, yep, our best friend coming into play once again. We've still got Alex on the back of Penske at the moment. Fitcho is, well, he's running away. There's nothing else he can really do. He has got the lead in the group. I think Alex has fallen behind a little bit here. We have got.
But the Haas has run a little bit wide.
Oh, just a nasty bit of understeer. Perhaps suffering because of well, you're not running any assists, so those front brake lockups aren't going to help. No, that's way too deep. We'll give him a decent run out of the corner though as they head down towards the opposite end of the circuit. It looks as if Penske is starting to run away slightly. I think it is getting slightly out of Alex's hands now. It's coming through Spoon Curve. Alex does hook the car up quite nicely over the inside curb. And Toby, Alex, we've seen that Alex has got the pace to bring it back, but in these conditions, it's certainly not going to suit his assist setup, is it?
Yeah, it's cruel luck really for Alex, and brilliant luck for Penske after a few scrappy races. Obviously, in the last race, being in a battle with Fitcho. I think obviously the luck came where Benny had that disqualification.
Oh, it's definitely over now.
If Benny didn't have that disqualification, then the point system would be a little bit different. But look, that looks like Alex in the wall there. I don't know if it's just
the assist, Penske.
I think Alex is, he's got it all to do now. Will he be able? I think that's about a 3-second gap he's got there to catch up.
Well, let's have a look at the battle between the McLaren and the Haas, because the Haas could upset all the odds here.
Well, if you've got Fitcho being caught up, he could hold up Penske, so Alex, and that could bring Alex back into the game. Although it does look like a lot to do.
It would be in Penske's best interest just to stay behind there and not make any stupid moves.
No, I'd say it's in his best interest to go for a stupid move. Yeah, obviously, the semi-final places are all, for the runners-up are also decided by points. So even if he gets runner-up, he still wants to go for as many points as he can.
He just wants to get through though at the moment in any situation.
Yeah. Well, it's looking like it's between him and Fitcho at the front now, and it's getting very close. And obviously, Penske. Oh, Fitcho's lost it round the hairpin slightly. This has given Penske an ideal position. It is the last lap, of course. There is no DRS with the conditions, but are we going to see who's going to win? Is it going to be Fitcho?
The slipstream on the back straight is crazy.
Oh, Fitcho's locked up the rears again, and Penske's looking to attack. Last real overtaking opportunity is into. Well, you've got 130R, which is for the brave, especially around the outside. There's also the Casio triangle. Will Penske go for an amazing move? He backs off. But there's still the Casio triangle left. Is he going to go for a move? It's like Senna and Prost, except without the race-ending contact. Fitcho hugs the inside line, and as long as he keeps the car on the road, which it looks like he has, Fitcho is going to take the win.
Yes!
Very close between him and Penske, and that is your group decided. Fitcho goes through as group winner. And we've got Penske going through as the runner-up. Toby, did you have enough time to catch your breath after that?
I'm just gutted for Poms, because I think he had the pace today. Whether he was quicker than Jamie in most of these races, I don't know, but I guess the wet conditions favoured Jamie. Obviously, it was dynamic conditions, but Benny's had a disastrous day. But of course, your group winner is Fitcho, and Penske follows him through. Oh wow, 3 points behind, only 3 points behind for Alex. But what a group that was, and that's it then, guys, for Group A. So, second seed Lachlan progressed to the top man with Jamie just behind him. I was really gutted for Alex today after his bad luck, and also for Benny really, but I think he did make one too many mistakes today, so unfortunately, those two don't progress from the group stages. So time for the final groups, Group C, which now, unfortunately, only has 3 drivers. Now, Jack Rudd or Jack Rudsters was involved in the group, but unfortunately couldn't make the date in time, so it's just AlexHCAFC2000, Matty Bolton 31, and Blakey748 who contest this group. Welcome to Group C then, folks, for the F1 Summer Championships, and today it's time for the free driver group. Now, somebody basically dropped out. They didn't actually drop out, but they didn't turn up. The Rudsters hasn't turned up today, unfortunately, and we couldn't find a reserve, so we've just got Ben, who's Blakey, Matt, who is obviously Matty 31, and Alex in the Renault, and we're just about to get started. Matt212
He's using the setup.
Is my co-commentator today.
I'm not using the setup.
And we've just got 3 lights, and me and Matt212 are going to jump the start, and here we go. Let's have a look what's going to happen. Down into turn 1, Ben leads the race, and Alex is up the inside, going into turn 1.
Yeah, all obviously long run down towards turn 1 around this circuit, so easily a good chance to get in the slipstream there. As I think the Red Bulls are actually going side by side in towards turn 1 there, but Matty Bolton, he just about bails out of it, sort of half bails out of it there, but sort of, just keeps the nose in a little bit annoying for Ben, but Blakey is held on for P1 for now.
Oh, we've got Alex at the back, maybe looking at a move up the inside of Matty Bolton, but obviously it's a 3-lap race, so there's plenty of time yet. And I think now would be an appropriate time to announce all the tracks, as you guys only know the first one from the menus, but we have got Matty right behind Ben, so we'll watch that whilst I do announce the track. So we've got Malaysia first, then we go to Australia.
Shit.
Oh, and Ben spun it. So that's it for Ben in this race. Bit of unluckiness there.
Lucky Ben.
Thank you, Alex. Matty leads the race from Alex, and we've got Australia next, Spain coming up third, and Hungarian Grand Prix is the climax, obviously, well, Hungary being the last race, and it's a battle then for the lead between Alex and Matty. Obviously, for Ben, if he just keeps it in that last place, he still picks up 15 points, so all is not lost in this championship so far.
I think especially obviously with 3 drivers and the track selection, overtaking might be a bit more difficult, but potentially around a lot of the circuits, grid position could play more of a factor. If one guy's starting pole and then we're second and third, so you'll nearly have a 2-row advantage over other drivers, it could play quite nicely into someone's hands, but we'll have to wait and see, especially at tracks like Spain and Hungary.
Yeah, certainly could, as long as they don't spin out from the lead. But coming across the first lap line, Matty goes a little bit onto the outside, hoping that Alex doesn't catch his slipstream, but he does a little bit down the straight. But Matty goes defensive into turn 1, very admirable there from Matty. Obviously he didn't make it out of his group stage last time, I don't think Alex did either. But obviously one of them is going to definitely make it out of the group stage this time. So both of them fighting for their lives, maybe fighting for that 25 points in the essence that maybe Ben will win the next few races. Maybe not, maybe so. But Ben is maybe going to try and come back from this. But Matty holding a nice defensive line coming around the corners, and Alex is really going to struggle to get past him. And as you say, Matt, around these tracks, it's going to be tricky to overtake, and it's going to take a lot for Alex to make a move. And he may make a move now, considering that he's got good slipstream and a good line compared to his competitor.
Yeah, he seems to not really be too phased about Matty, obviously taking a lot of defensive lines there. He's sort of not really having his own race, but sort of just focusing on making sure he does everything he needs to, pouncing if there is a mistake made by Matty in the lead.
Yeah, definitely. Just coming up to the end of Sector 2 on lap 2, so pretty much halfway through the race. I think that's kind of the halfway point officially in the race. And Alex has got a run on Matty. Bearing in mind there is DRS from lap 3 onwards, so there will be one official, really, full straight DRS point, which is the straight we're coming on to now in a lap's time. So maybe Alex will go for a last lap dash move at the final corner, or maybe he might even make it beforehand on this lap. Matty goes on the inside line and then sort of covers the middle of the track fairly well there. And we're coming on to the start of lap 3, and it seems that Alex is very close behind Matty, and I think he might make a move into the first corner. Obviously Matty covering that inside line. A really good race between these two. Not so much a race yet, but it could get a lot more feisty with Alex taking the outside line, which obviously comes to the inside in the next corner, and Matty covering his inside line quite nicely there, and Alex just sticking it in behind him. I think Alex will struggle to get past. There is a little bit of a collision between the drivers there, but Alex is looking to go up the inside into the right-hander that signals the end of Sector 1. Will he make it to stick? No, it doesn't look like it. The Red Bull has covered the inside, and a really good defensive job from Matty so far.
Yeah, he's just placing his car exactly where he needs to, and especially, on this final lap of the race, the slipstream on this game, as we've said many times before, is so strong. So, Alex certainly is not out of it there, as Matty makes a little bit of a mistake going it through the S section there. But, he's holding on at the moment as Alex goes for a bit of an interesting line through the double right-hander. They're not really too sure if he's learnt that from Nico Hulkenberg himself, but we'll have to wait and see as they come now down in towards the final sector of the first race, Toby.
Yes, definitely, and there's only one sector left, as Matt says. But it looks like Matty Bolton has pulled out quite a bit of a lead, not enough to escape the DRS of Alex. Not sure that the DRS will be that strong, even though I think that maybe the sort of starting straight slipstream alone will be stronger than this DRS point, but it'll be interesting to wait and see what happens. Alex opens the DRS flap, and he's gained a little bit on Matty, but certainly not enough unless he makes an absolute dive into the final corner, saying that he's gained a lot into this final corner, but I think he's consolidated with this second place. Looks like Matty's going to win this race then, with Alex in second and Ben in third. Very nice job there, Matty, and Alex a good drive for second. And obviously Ben, he needs, you know, a few good races now to get back into this championship, but certainly all is not lost. And as you can see, Alex just behind Matty there. It's going to be a close one, and Ben finishes in third, 12 seconds behind. Hopefully that's not the gap for the rest of the races. And as you can see, these drivers obviously went quicker than Ben this time round, but it looks like hopefully Ben might make a bit of a gap change.
I went on the grass on all 3 laps.
Oh wow, so a bit of a scruffy race from Ben, but in Australia it'd be interesting to see anyway whether Ben can make up that gap or whether Alex can take the lead of the championship, whether Matty can hold the grip on the championship lead going into race 3. Ben predicted it, and it's pole position for Alex, second place for one Red Bull and fourth place for the other Red Bull.
Well,
who's in second and who's in fourth? Matty's in second, and here we go, then this is going to be a right blast in the wet between these 3 drivers. I'll pull alongside Alex for the start. It's Alex in first, Matty in second, and Ben in third. We're coming up to the first corner, and this is going to be quite the race in the wet. I can only imagine coming up to that first corner. Looks like there's not been no crashes just yet.
Oh, Alex has just been tagged there as he tried to rejoin the circuit. Unfortunately, that has not left him, but Ben has got a good
how was that an illegal overtake?
Down towards them too. There were complaints about illegal overtakes now, as it's going to be a titanic battle, I only hope, between the 2 Red Bull drivers to the very end.
Yeah, Ben's took that lead off of Matty, and it looks like Alex is quite a way back. But honestly, in this wet weather, as long as Alex keeps it clean, it looks like these 2 are going to battle. Maybe, obviously, being teammates, but at the same time here, they aren't. Oh my god, Matty being tagged by just going up the inside of Ben a little bit too aggressively there, you might be able to say, in these weather conditions. Looks like Matty's...
I was halfway alongside him.
Yeah, definitely, but it's just tricky to say in wet weather whether you can make a move stick that perhaps you can make in a dry.
Did we touch each other?
Yeah.
He's playing the innocent card now, is what he's doing.
Literally nothing happened on my screen.
They all say that, but Ben currently obviously leads the race. He's got
I'm not a liar, alright?
a 2-second advantage over Matt at the moment, you know. If he makes a mistake, then obviously that gap can come straight back down. But, you know, for both of them now, you sort of take the risk between playing safe or trying to score as many points as you can. Obviously, this will leave Alex, unfortunately, down in 3rd place overall if the results do stay the same as they are right now.
Yeah, it'd be quite a way back, actually, 7 points back. But it'd be quite close at the top with Ben on 40 points and Matty on 43. And Ben makes a mistake coming into that final corner, and Matty gains a hell of a lot on him. And this is going to be really interesting. I don't believe either of you are running traction control. Quite amazing that both of you have been able to keep it pretty much clean for this lap whilst not running that traction control. And Ben has run wide. Matty's got the run on him. Will they keep it clean? Matty's even struggling through this turn 2 corner. So close to the barriers. Obviously, really don't want a DNF, because then that's no points for any of you. And just making sure you don't lock up here is so essential. Not hitting anyone, especially your teammate, even though obviously teammates don't really matter. It's only really for the liveries of this car, the cars in this Summer Championships. But which one of the Red Bulls will come out on top here, do you think, Matt?
It's too close to call at the moment, as Matt he thinks about going for the same move he did last lap, but obviously he knows how it went last lap, so I doubt he's going to try and go for it again there, but it's too close to call at the moment. And obviously if Ben can just keep it on the road, keep it consistent, I don't see any reason why he can't take home the race victory there, as he runs a little bit deep through the 2nd sector. Yeah, Matt's just having to push him down the straight here, and are they going to be going side by side? Yes, they will. Down in towards this horrible fast chicane there. Ben sort of has to back out of it there, but he does swing it right around the outside of Matt there. Nearly contact on the exit. There was a little bit of contact there, but Matty does now move up into the lead of the race.
Kept it in a straight line.
A few touches of tyres there, but luckily nothing too serious. And I'm just amazed that these guys can keep it clean in these weather conditions. Obviously, the idea of F1 2016, as Matt nearly touched the wall there, the idea of this game is to make the wet conditions a lot harder. And obviously that'll make it harder than any other F1 Summer Championship in the wet, especially for those inexperienced players who may be at the bottom of the seedings. And the idea of the seeding is for the best drivers to be able to have the easiest route to the semi-finals and the finals. And see who is the quickest driver on this game. But Matty is in the lead of this race. The Renault just in the distance there. After these two have had a few squabbles, I bet Alex would appreciate you guys hitting each other a few times and taking each other off the road. Yeah, Alex, yes, please. But Ben is right behind Matty now. Will he make a move into 2? And I'm watching on Ben's onboard now, and it's going to be a really close race. I just cannot call who's going to win this one. And if Matty does win it, then it makes the championship, well, a lot more, you know, orientated towards Matty, because then Alex and Ben are on 33 points each, and incredibly, after 2 races, Matty will be 17 points ahead on 50 points. Could Matty even do the 100-point group winner here, Matt?
Potentially, you know, he's showing good signs at the moment. There is Ben behind him, you know, just trying to put the power down in that sister Red Bull car there. And, you know, he's struggling a little bit at the moment, but Matt is looking strong. He's looking consistent at this moment in time, so I see no reason. You know, the other two both had a couple of incidents, and Matt, you know, he's just been able to, you know, keep it facing the right direction, and sometimes really in races like this, that's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely. Ben obviously wants those points, because nobody, Ben and Alex, do want Matty to be 17 points ahead, so Ben may well risk his points tally here for a move up the inside of Matty, even if he can keep his car straight on the straight. Coming into the last few corners now. Will he make a move up the inside of the final two corners? He's gained a lot on Matty. There's been a little bit of a collision, and coming around the final corner, looks like Ben is really struggling in these wet conditions, and Matty has kept it together tremendously and makes it 2 wins from 2, and the second seed in this group leads this group by 17 points over the other two. A little bit of solace for Alex that Ben now is level with him on points, and Matty, wow, do you think that you can make it 100 points in this group?
No. Both races have been far too tight, and I've definitely not been the quickest one in either of them.
It's interesting. And we obviously head to Spain next, so whether that'll be wet or not's a question. But the wet conditions certainly suit Matty Bolton and not Ben. But Alex went really well in that race. Be interested to see in Spain who comes out victorious. Ben is in the pole position, I think. Yep, number 32. And I'm going to get a drive penalty here. And Ben gets a decent start, as well as Alex and Matty. Matty actually gets a better start than Alex. And coming into the first corner, let's see how we get on into that first corner. Obviously, probably won't be able to see that. It's a shame. But let's have a look into that first corner. Who gets the positions? Into turn 1 now. There we go. Into turn 2. And Alex is trying to make a move, but he's gone way around the outside. Too much around the outside. And Matty and Alex nearly make...
I have not got into driving mode.
It's definitely going to be confusing, and Matty goes up the inside, and it really doesn't work out, so Alex takes second place, and Ben is in the lead, just what Matty didn't really want, and certainly what Alex and Ben wanted, especially Ben, who is going to gain on Matty. If he wants to win this group, Ben, he's pretty much got to win the next 2 races, vice versa, and the same goes for Alex in this, but obviously it can only be one way or the other in this group stage. Alex gaining on Ben a little bit, but who would you say is the fastest here? I'd say it's Alex. I think Matty hasn't got the pace so far, and Ben isn't adjusting too well apparently to the dry weather conditions, but he looks quite quick. But Alex looks even quicker.
Yeah, Alex just seems to, you know, be keeping it nice and tidy, and around a track like Spain, that's really all you like, the most ideal thing to do. But, you know, Matty is definitely not at this. You know, if you see a little bit of contact between Ben and Alex, then he can be right back up with the pair of them here. But Alex, he's looking consistent. You know, he's looking nice and tidy here, and perhaps, you know, that could give him the confidence later on in the race to really try and push to attack Ben.
Yeah, definitely. Coming down the straight onto lap 2. A nice short lap here at the Spain circuit. I can just see Alex's dashboard saying he did a 1:27.5. Got to go a little bit quicker next time round, obviously, due to it being a start and then, you know, going pretty much about 200 mile an hour past that start line. Second time round, he has a much better line through that second corner. Oh, God, it's not going to be in Rosberg Hamilton, is it? Alex goes up the inside, and it looks like he's made the roof stick. Ben sticking it around the outside, and nearly goes onto the grass and the gravel sections, but Alex takes the lead of the race. What a move that was.
Yeah, very, very well done from him. And, you know, these two guys, for both of their races, you know, they sort of either have to focus on just trying to beat each other now to get through into the semi-finals, or they just try and keep it clean between the pair of them and see if they can try and close down a big gap to Matt, who currently, obviously, even if it finishes like this, it'll still be 7 points in the lead of Alex coming into the final race.
Yeah, it's an incredible camera angle I've got here on the rear wing of Alex's car. Just 6 cuts away, unfortunately, there. but Ben is right behind Alex. I don't think he can make a move. If I'm not mistaken, they'll just get the other one DRS straight this time. Obviously, with it not being the final straight, they will get a DRS on that straight, but it won't. It'll be slightly shortened by the fact that the start line comes up at the end of lap 3. But at the end of lap 2, then Alex has got I'd say a better half a second lead coming into the 3rd lap.
I'm not getting anywhere near those lap times.
No, Matty's really struggling, and maybe even say here that Matty could win this group, maybe down to a little bit of luck.
Potentially, there's no luck in the F1 Summer Championship. Everyone knows that if you've gone and watched back through the ages. But it's looking like this race has sort of settled down a bit. Alex, as I said at the start, he was looking quite clean and consistent, and Ben's just making a few little mistakes here and there. I don't think, unless he makes one big mistake, that Matty's going to be able to close in enough. But I think, personally, at the moment, it's looking like, unless one of them makes an error, that this will probably be the order we see at the end of the 3rd race.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree there. Will Ben get DRS? Doesn't look like he'll get it. He's over a second behind Alex, which is quite astonishing. We'll just confirm that as we come up to the end of this section. Yes, it is. It's 1.2. But a great braking zone there for Ben, but I don't think it'll unfortunately make the difference, as Alex will become the 2nd winner in 3 races. Will Ben win a race in the 4th race? Obviously, the top seed, you'd pretty much expect him to do that. And if he doesn't get through this group, there'll be a big shock. But Alex comes around the final few corners, and a very well-driven race. A good overtake, obviously, at the end of that straight on lap 2. And Alex comes across the line and wins the race. The Williams cars then starting on pole and 2nd place. Who's on pole there at the Red Bulls is Ben. So it's reverse championship position for the start of this Hungarian Grand Prix. And it is lights out. And away we go. And it's a good start for Ben. Oh, no, it's not. He nearly hits me there. So not a great start at all for him. But Ben, Matty and Alex are going to make the trip down into turn 1 to see who comes out of that victorious. Let's have a look what happens. It looks like Ben's actually come out of that worst. That's quite a shock, actually, there. What happened, Ben? Well, I don't want to maybe talk about it at the moment, as the Red Bulls are seeing me to have a bit of an immature moment, as Max Verstappen did on Sunday. But this is going to be interesting around Hungary. And just a little bit of prediction, Matt. How do you see this one's going to go? Ooh, Red Bulls have spot each other off.
Yeah, but you went out wide and you had grass on your tyres anyway, so...
And that looks like, then, that Ben will be out of this group. And unbelievably, it'll be the only top seed to go out. I think I can reveal that to you guys now. Obviously, Group A, Group B and Group D have all been seen. But a real shame for Ben, who's going to be the only top seed to go out. But a bit of drama anyway in this F1 Summer Championships. It wasn't really in my permutations list that Alex could actually win this group before we got on to this race. But Alex had a really quiet group stage, but he's done really well. Obviously starting with that 2nd place in Malaysia, a 3rd place in Australia, obviously after having a little bit of a turn 1 incident, but a brilliant group, a bit of a quiet group. But interestingly, the 2nd and 3rd seeds are going to go through here. So Ben's going to go out and the 2nd and 3rd seeds are going to go through. But it looks like we might have to have a playoff final in classic championship style to see who does go through.
Yeah, and obviously, as we said, F1 Summer Championship, renowned for throwing up surprises there. And Ben, he's been a bit unlucky with some of the incidents, but sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately, but it's still, Alex or Matt can still make mistakes here. Hungary, not the easiest track, and especially obviously with no setups on the cars. You can find yourself understeering through quite a few of the corners around here. But Alex, just like we said at Spain, he's keeping it clean and tidy here. And this is really... He's pulled away a little bit from Matt, if I'm not mistaken. He's pulled about half a second in the last lap or so. So, he's keeping it tidy at the moment. And this is looking like a real turnaround from the first couple of races, where he seemed to struggle a little bit against Matt.
But let's just see Alex round that final corner. So Alex comes round the final corner, picks up his 2nd win, and is going to be the joint group leader coming into this playoff final. And what a result for Alex. 2nd place will be for Matty Bolton, and 3rd will be for Ben. And just as a prediction, Matt, which one of these do you think will win the playoff final? Obviously, Alex got the momentum, but Matt had the early pace.
I think it could honestly depend on something incredibly little. For example, like what track we're racing at. Obviously, at the moment, we don't know where we will be racing at for this final. But, it's, as I've said, all through these races, it's too close to judge, Look at that race, Alex is looking quicker, but if you look at the later, Matty seemed to have the upper hand.
Yep, definitely, and now we're going to cut to that race. So the track has been randomised for this playoff final, and it is in fact Bahrain. The Red Bull will be... I don't know which Red Bull's where, so this is a bit confusing.
Alex is third.
Right, okay, so Matty is going to be in the lead. Luckily, these guys will just be able to get off nice and easily, and it's lights out, and away we go, and Alex gets a much better start, in fact, than Matty, and of course, it's whoever finishes, well, if they finish, you never know, of course, whoever gets across that line first will be the group winner, and the person who gets the most preferential semi-final. So here we go, and we've got a 3-strong team for this one in terms of commentary. So I've got 2 co-commentators, and let's let Ben commentate for a bit. Let's see what Ben's got.
Right, so coming up to the end of the first sector then, we've got Matty currently in the lead. There's a fair gap between the 2 drivers, but Alex is obviously going to have some slipstream if he can keep up behind the Red Bull as they go down the first DRS straight. Obviously no DRS assistance for this first lap. But yeah, some close racing, not much action as of yet. Matty seems to have some good pace. I think he said he hadn't been running traction control, so if he's changed that, then he might have some more pace at this race. As he covers off the inside line, moving back across the track for the racing line. Alex just isn't close enough. And yeah, coming up to end the second sector then.
Ooh, wow, that was a change in lead there, as Matty had a bit of a moment coming off that corner there, and Matty now needs to make the overtake to win this playoff.
Yeah, looking very, very close, obviously, still at the moment, Anything can still happen, but, Alex, so far these races, once he's been able to get into the lead, he's been able to hold it, though, perhaps we could see a repeat of that, and what a turnaround it would be, from Matty going from winning the first 2 races to not even being in the preferential semi-final. They've both done enough now that they still have a chance to get to the finals, neither of them will not get any further than this. This is just almost for pride, really.
Yeah, and for the fact of getting a preferential semi-final, because of course Alex will definitely be, whoever is the second place man will be the highest scoring semi-finalist, the highest scoring second place man, I should say, in the group stages, so they'll get a preferential semi-final over their second place competitors, but the first place man will, I'm pretty sure, be... Matty's run wide, not great for Matty there, but it looks like the second place man will probably be Matty, and they'll get a preferential semi-final. I'm pretty sure the Alex will be the third best in terms of his group winning status. Then that pretty much makes sure that they still be racing again together in the semi-finals, so that's pretty exciting. And in the semi-finals, maybe Alex might be able to beat Matty, but it's certainly going to be interesting. And Ben, who do you think could beat each other in the semi-finals? I mean, it looks like Alex on raw pace, but in a track like Malaysia, it seems that Matty could hold the position quite well.
Well, I'd also say if, it depends on the conditions. Obviously, the wet race we had, Matty performed a lot better than Alex, whilst Alex did pick up the pace later on in the race. But I think it all depends when it comes to conditions who can adapt faster, and, it's on the day, really. It depends how each driver performs on the day, because they're pretty close.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be quite exciting, the semi-finals are. Of course, you can catch that over on my channel, and anybody else who uploads their points of view in the semi-final. All the group stages, the likes of Matt212 and Fitcho have all uploaded their points of view on their specific channels, so make sure to go and check them out. But on to the last lap here, it looks like Alex is going to win this group, and astonishingly, is going to make it 2 Renaults in the semi-final. Corbinata is in the semi-final, so we've got 2 Renaults, a Red Bull, and after that I forgot, to be honest, so I'm not going to continue that sentence. But Matt, anything more to say before we cut to the end of the race?
I think, just it's been one of those groups where, where some of the races haven't been particularly close, but overall, the raw pace between the pair has actually been quite similar. Obviously, unfortunately, I was about to compare the best laps there, but Matt, I think he's made mistakes on both of his laps so far, so it isn't a perfect, you can't justify their pace perfectly there, but Alex, once again, as I said at the start, once he's able to get into the lead, he just seems to be able to hold on in these races, and that ultimately is what's as I say, coming into the final couple of corners, what's looking like will get him the preferential slot in the semis.
So then, coming around the final caller, Alex is going to win the group after not a strong start, and Matty, after a strong start, has become a little bit of hero to zero, but this, as I said, was a little bit about pride. And Matty is going to then be the highest scoring semi-finalist, the highest scoring running up, and Alex is going to be a group winner from the 3rd seed, the only person to do that, and what a group it's been. And that's been it then for Group C of the F1 Summer Championships. So the only first seed to drop out at this stage then is Ben, after Alex officially wins the group following the playoff with Matty closely behind. So we now know who our semi-finalists are who progress to the next stage. So we've got Luke, the Silent Mole, Matt212, Jake, which is Corbin Otter, or whoever he really is, and Joe's Villarreal Ringrose in semi-final 1, and Alex, Matty, Lachlan and Jamie, who all progressed today in the second semi-final. There were efforts made to split the groups for the semi-final, but that wasn't feasible in the end, unfortunately, guys. So Group A takes on Group C, and B takes on D in the semi-final. Anyway, thanks for watching, and you can see the semi-final action on this channel, TIJ, from 4pm BST next Sunday. Also believe Lachlan has uploaded his point of view on his channel, xFitcho, obviously from Group A. So make sure to go and watch that also, guys. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more F1 Summer Championships action, and I'll see you for the next episode. Goodbye.